All right, welcome everybody. I'm excited for today's topic. Good Lord, I am house sitting, so I forgot everything. Hot mess, no makeup, no hair products, but I promised I would be here. And it's a lesson. You show up when you say you're going to show up. I'm going to give a few minutes as people are coming in, and I promise not to talk fast. I'm working on that. I am a Gilmore Girl at heart. So if you're catching the replay, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this and hear my weird and hilarious story of how I made my wedding dress in a week and the mindset lessons I learned from that you can apply to business. So for those of you who are new to me, I am a mindset and success coach for overwhelmed entrepreneurs. I help you build profitable business systems and models so you can start making more impact and more income. If you haven't signed up already, I'm super excited for next week's Employee to CEO 5-day challenge. It's free, pop in. In 5 days, I am going to teach you how to shift that employee mindset to a CEO mindset so you can start taking the actions and the mindset that successful CEOs and entrepreneurs do and implement to run a successful business. All right, so I know this is why you guys are popping in, so let's just dive in to the topic. So a couple years ago, I got married, and I decided that this was my second marriage. So I decided for me that this was to be the last time and the only time I'm ever going to get married, and I'm going to do it right. The first time I got married, I was super young. It wasn't a healthy marriage, and we ended up getting married at the city court. Now, there's nothing wrong about getting married at the city court. I'm not knocking that. But for me, the second time, I really wanted to do it right. I'm not super big about weddings, but I had this vision of how I want to be dressed and look. So, hey girl, thanks for joining Financial Haven. So, hold on. Give me 1 second. I have no idea why this is going off. Okay. Sorry about that. Delay reaction there. So let me get back. Okay. Hi, Pamela. Thanks for joining. So I just started my story. Some reason something was going off on the side of my computer, so I apologize. All right. So I wanted to do this wedding right. So what I did was decided I had this dream dress, and I was looking everywhere for it. And I was like, this is the dress. I have to have this dress. But the dress, oh, no worries, Pamela. This is the dress that I wanted, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And anything that was similar, that wasn't really close, was going to be like $3,000 to $5,000. And I'm not going to lie, a homegirl was still building this business, still working as a bartender, and pouring stuff into the business. So we had a very tight budget. And I decided that I was going to make the dress. I had bought a dress from a company that said that they can make it similar. But when I got it, I wasn't in love with it, and it wasn't the exact vision of the dress that I wanted. So I decided that I was going to make my dress. Everyone thought I was crazy. All my friends, my husband, my bosses, and everyone asked me, did you sew before? And I was like, yes, I have sewn before. But I learned in high school, and it had only did like small projects, like making dresses or pants or stuff like that. Not huge project like a wedding dress, but I knew I could do it. So I scrimped and saved. I end up having to buy like 3 different patterns to get the fit and dress that I wanted. And Yes, I was determined. I was going to have this dress. And so I waited for Black Friday. I got all this beautiful lace that was like normally $60, and I end up getting it like 80% off between the Black Friday sales and the coupons. And like I was budgeting, and it was absolutely gorgeous lace. And so this is November. Our wedding was in February. So end of February. So I was slowly working on this dress, and I knew I would get it done in time for the wedding. January rolls around, and I'm about halfway done with the dress, and I realized I did not buy enough lace. I did not buy enough lace because I did the calculations correctly for the amount of fabric I needed for the pattern, but what I didn't take into account was I wanted to use the scallop lace edging of the lace as the edging for my dress and for the hem of the bottom of my dress. So I was short fabric. Y'all, I almost cried. I looked for 2 weeks to get more of this lace. I was willing to pay full price, but there was not enough here in Arizona, in the stores in Arizona, and there was not enough online. And when I looked online, they were saying they were going to discontinue this lace. There was not even enough in the state, and and if I could get it somewhere else, it was being back ordered and may not be here in time. I was stressing so bad. I spent like the 2.5 weeks looking for this lace. My dress was already half done, and I had a little bit of panic. I still had this backup dress that I bought that was a very similar silhouette, but it was just not my dream dress. So I end up going and relaxing on the bachelorette party, and I told myself, when I come back, I'm going to just find a different lace and start all over. I'm going to start all over. So when we get back, it's about, I'm going to say 12 days before the wedding, just short of 2 weeks before the wedding. So during that wedding, mind you guys, I am still working. I am still with my coaching business and building that, and trying to do all the things for this wedding. Everything else is pretty much in play, except the coup d'etat, the wedding dress. So I ended up finding a local fabric store that had lace. I bought some lace. It was out of the cash, like I used like the last bit of dollars that I had to buy this. Still really great deal. So I bought the lace, and I bought some more fabric for the underlining, and I started all over, guys. And literally, I started the week before my wedding, had to cut out new pieces. I'm sewing, and I have like the basic sewing machine. I don't even have like a heavy duty sewing machine. So that last week I end up taking off of work so I can do preparation. But I want to tell you a little background. I lived then with my fiance, now husband still, and my in-laws were in town, so we were hosting them for the wedding. So I'm in the house trying to hide making this dress so Hubs doesn't see this dress until the day of. And I'm still working the business. So literally any spare time, I'm locked in my office sewing this dress. And the day comes, wedding of, and I'm still not done. Guys, I'm still not done. I wake up at like 1:30 in the morning, the day of the wedding, and I am sewing my butt off. I had the last piece of seams to put together, and I had to sew in the hems. Y'all, I finished my dress 7:30 in the morning, day of the wedding. That is when I finished my dress. The last sew, the last little hem, that's when I finished my dress. Talk about cutting it down to the wire. Now, luckily, I didn't have a morning ceremony. I had an evening ceremony, but I finished my dress, and I literally had to drive to the Airbnb where we're doing makeup, because makeup started at like 7:30 in the morning. But I finished that dress in an hour, and I don't even know if I can show you the picture. So yeah. Oh, thank you. So for some of you, on the cover of this video is a picture of it. And for Instagram fans, I'm going to, I don't know if I can show you a picture. I will make sure to put it in my Instagram stories that you see this dress. But I broke 5 sewing needles. Oh, and I didn't even tell you guys this part. I also baked desserts for the wedding. So we didn't end up getting married in the city that I live in Tucson. We got married in Mesa, which is up in Phoenix. And I had to hold my dress, pack it up and pack it up with my sewing machine. Ended up booking an Airbnb separately from the hotel. So the husband didn't get to see the wedding dress. That's another thing. And I baked like, I don't know how many dozens of cupcakes for like 70 people, 70 to 80 people. So I baked desserts for my wedding, and then I made my dress and finished the day of. I did that bad boy in a week. So I want to talk about the mindset, and I don't recommend that crazy kind of mindset and doing that. But I want to talk about the mindset and the determination of making this dress and how you can apply it to your business. The thing is, I was determined. I had to go. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I knew I was going to get it. The how I was going to do it, I would figure it out on the way, and I did. But for any goal in your business, or even wanting success in your business, you have to be determined. It has to almost blind you and be tunnel visioned in your goal if you want to succeed and get the results that you want. I want to tell you, that dress wasn't 100% what I wanted because I didn't have the lace that I wanted, but it was still beautiful and it still had the silhouette that I wanted. And that day, everything else that could have gone wrong in a wedding, things go wrong in a wedding. Nothing terrible. I didn't care because I had the dress and I made the dress and I got it done. So think about that when it comes to your goals. You almost have to be tunnel visioned in what you want in your business, what kind of success you want, and what you are willing to accomplish. Because let me tell you, there are going to be times where you're not motivated. There were times where I just did not want to work on that dress. I had a backup dress. I had an excuse to not finish that dress or start over because I already had a backup. But I had it in my mind that this is what I wanted, and I took all the steps and did all the things that I needed to do to get it done. And sometimes in your business, you got to do things that you don't want to do. You're going to have to make concessions and be resourceful and change the plan in order to get the end result that you wanted. So keep that in mind. Like that goal, that end goal, or that end result, you have to want that more than not wanting to do all the little things that it comes to creating the success of the results that you want. Second lesson that I learned was, y'all don't wait until the last minute to do things. Don't. I took my time the first round with this dress, and not that you want to push or rush into things, but I allowed procrastination and delays with that first round of that dress really hinder and almost complicate the situation by waiting until February to buy new lace. So I could have maybe before the year ended been able to buy more lace and create the dress exactly the way I want it. In other instances, maybe I couldn't have, but I could have at least gotten started earlier, find a replacement lace, and got my the second round dress done and not do this weird, crazy push in getting it done in the last week. So think about that. Give yourself some tight deadlines, not so crazy like you need to get it done in a week, but also don't give yourself a deadline so far out that you're just going to allow yourself to procrastinate and delay it. And you're like, oh, I have plenty of time. Oh, I have plenty of time, until time rolls around. You're like, oh crap, I don't have enough time. So that was another lesson that I had learned, and do my best to apply in my business and my goals, and ways that you should apply that for your business. Now, the third thing that I learned was, regardless of how much research or calculations that you make, things aren't going to go the way that you want it. Now, I made the mistake of miscalculating how much fabric I needed. But I'm so glad that I was resilient and resourceful enough to say, I can still do this, and I'm just going to have to pick a different kind of lace to make this dress. That's going to happen in your business, and that happens in life as well. Don't get so particular about, you have to do something a specific way. It has to have this exact end result. Sometimes you just have to let go of the how and just focus on, this is the outcome that I want. This is what I want to accomplish. And I'm going to get bumps and concessions through the process. But I know that I'm resourceful and resilient, and I can figure it out. A lot of times whenever we get bumps in the road, whether they're small ones or absolute detours, like truck crash into a wall, ran out of lace, those things are going to happen in life, and those are things that are going to happen in business. You just got to know that when you're ready to pick up the pieces and figure out where you are right then and there and what you need to get to that end goal, go find those resources and skills and tools and things that you need to still accomplish your goal. Do not let detours, do not let small bumps in the road and distractions stop you. You have to be tunnel visioned on that goal of what you want. If I had broken down and cried and just like gave up on my dream dress, I would have not been happy in the pictures. I would not have been happy that day. So that's when I made the switch. As like, I can still do this, and know you can still do this. That's a bonus lesson. Know that you can do it. And even if I didn't finish it that day, because that dress was not perfectly tailored and sewn, but it was solid enough to get me through the day, that's okay. All I was happy was I could get into my dress. I had my dress, and that is great. And that's what you have to understand when it comes to your goals. Sometimes things come out better than you expected or wanted. And honestly, that dress came out better than I expected or wanted. And that's going to happen in your business and life. Sometimes detours take us to to bigger and better things. So let me know in the comments how crazy you thought my story was. And I'll make sure to share pictures here on Instagram in my stories. I have a picture of the dress here as a cover thumbnail for Facebook, Instagram, and on Periscope. I will share a picture of that here on Twitter, so you can still follow me at that same handle if you want to see the dress. But I love it. I'm very proud of that dress. I'm very proud of myself. And I hope some of these lessons you can take and employ that into your own life. So whenever you get down or feel like a goal is really overwhelming, you can start trusting yourself. You guys have an amazing day. I am going to be working on this challenge. I'm getting all the emails out and post. I'm so super excited about it. And I will see you guys here tomorrow. Bye, guys.